All right, today we're going behind the scenes right into your brain's control room. We're going to explore the incredible system that lets you focus, plan, and, actually get things done. But here's the twist. The idea that there's a single CEO in charge up there, well, that's a myth. The reality is something way more dynamic.
So, let me ask you something. Think about the last time you really had to buckle down and finish a project. Your phone is sitting right there, just buzzing with notifications, and you have to physically force yourself not to pick it up. We've all been there, right? That internal battle.
Well, that mental muscle you're flexing in that moment, that's what scientists call executive control. It's basically the high-level system that guides your thoughts and actions. But the way we used to think about it, like there's a single boss pulling all the levers, that whole idea is completely out of date.
For decades, the story was pretty simple. Scientists pictured the brain's control system like a big corporation, with one all-powerful CEO sitting in the corner office, making all the final decisions.
And where was that corner office? Well, for a long time, everyone was convinced it was in a specific region called the prefrontal cortex, or the PFC. This was it, the master controller, the main engine driving all our thinking.
And this old model got really specific. It was like an org chart. This little piece of the PFC was in charge of working memory. That piece over there was for impulse control, and another bit was for spotting when things go wrong. It was all very neat, very tidy, but it turns out it was also very incomplete.
Okay, so here's where things get really interesting. It's not a lone CEO. Modern science has shown us it's much more like a highly collaborative, super dynamic executive team of interconnected brain networks all working in concert.
So first up on the team, we have the frontoparietal network, or FPN. The best way to think about this one is as your brain's agile project manager. It's all about adaptive control, making those quick, on-the-fly adjustments to deal with whatever a new task is throwing at you.
Now, every good project manager needs someone to keep the big picture in mind, right? That's the Cingulo-Opercular Network, or CON. If the FPN is the flexible project manager, the CON is the steady, reliable operations manager. Its main job is stability. It holds your overall goal in mind and maintains your focus so you can see things through.
Then you've got the Salience Network, or SN. This one is like the team's gatekeeper, or maybe it's scout. It is constantly scanning everything, your environment, your own thoughts, and when it spots something important, a sudden noise or a new idea, it's the one that yells, "Hey, pay attention to this," and tells the other networks where to shift their focus.
And finally, there's one more network, but this one is a little different. It's the one the control team has to manage. It's called the Default Mode Network, or DMN. This is your rich internal world, your daydreams, your memories, your plans for the future. And to get any work done in the outside world, that executive team has to actively quiet the DMN down, shifting your focus from inside your head to the task at hand.
Okay, let's zoom in on that project manager for a second. What's the secret sauce? How does the frontoparietal network actually coordinate everything so flexibly?
Well, its superpower is that it acts as a coordinator mechanism. Think of it as a flexible communications hub. It's not just doing one job, it's constantly, and I mean rapidly, rewiring which other brain networks it's talking to from moment to moment, depending on what you need to see or hear or do.
So, how does it pull this off? Well, it's dynamically shifting its connections between other networks, kind of like a switchboard operator patching in the right resources. But, and this is critical, it always maintains strong connections within its own network to stay coherent. And maybe its coolest trick is this. It biases your sensory information. It literally sends out signals that act like a volume knob, turning up what's important for your task and turning down all that other background noise so you can actually focus.
But a flexible project manager can't do it all alone. It needs a stable foundation and a rapid-fire switch to really be effective. And that's exactly where its essential partners, the CON and the SEN, come into play.
And here you can see their beautiful partnership in action. You've got the FPN, our project manager, which is all about that adaptive, moment-to-moment control. It's looking ahead at what's coming and looking back at what just happened. And then, as a perfect complement, you have the CN, the stabilizer. Its job is to maintain the overall goal, making sure the mission doesn't get lost in all the little details. And then there's that lightning-fast gatekeeper, the Salience Network. Here's how it works in a simple but really powerful three-step process. First, it detects something important, a salient event. Second, it engages the FPN project manager to deal with it. And third, it actively suppresses that daydreaming network, the DMN, to pull your focus into the external world.
Okay, so we've met the team, we know their jobs, now let's see how they actually work together to solve a complex problem, like when you're faced with conflicting information.
What's amazing is that the system is incredibly nuanced. It is not a one-size-fits-all approach. If you're prepared for a potential conflict, your brain uses what's called proactive control, basically adjusting your perception ahead of time to focus on the right stuff. But when a conflict is a total surprise, it switches to reactive control, managing the problem at the level of your response to make sure you do the right thing.
So let's just bring it all together for a second. You've got the FPN, the flexible coordinator, the CON, the steady stabilizer, and the SN, the fast-acting switch. 3 distinct but complementary roles, all working together as one powerful, integrated system.
So what's the big takeaway here? Why does it matter that we've shifted from thinking about a brain CEO to a network team? Well, because the performance of this team directly impacts who you are.
And this is the crucial insight. The efficiency of this collaboration, how well these networks talk to each other, isn't just some neat little biological fact. It is the literal neurobiological foundation of your fluid intelligence. That's your core ability to reason, to adapt, and to solve problems you've never encountered before. And this has massive real-world implications. We know that stronger connectivity between these networks predicts better cognitive performance across the board. On the flip side, when that connectivity breaks down, it's linked to everything from mood disorders to schizophrenia. This network model is already guiding new therapies, and, maybe most importantly, it shows that how we think and how we feel are regulated by the very same, deeply intertwined system. This single quote really captures the entire paradigm shift we've been talking about. Executive control isn't found in one single spot. It's an emergent consequence. It's a property that arises from the incredibly complex, dynamic conversation happening across all these distributed brain networks. So as you go about your day, just remember this incredible executive team working inside your head, coordinating, stabilizing, and switching every single moment to help you achieve your goals. This powerful system is running right now, just waiting for your direction. So, what are you going to challenge it with next?